Yo guys, we are back and today I'm going to do a quick introduction into SnipeSpace. And for those that don't know what is SnipeSpace, it is a GUI sniper that we created after the good feedback that we got from the terminal sniper. And today I will cover how you can download it, how you can install it, how you can set up wallet tracking, program tracking, but also things like Discord listener and all this cool stuff. And we go over how you can set it up in general so that you can get the most out of this free tool and start sniping within the trenches. Alright, so to download SnipeSpace, you just head over to our Discord. I will put the link in the description. It's free to join. We have a lot of cool people there talking about token snipers, token hunters, and all that great stuff. But one of the things here on the left is a category called SnipeSpace, and you have a column there, SnipeSpace info. And there you can find a bit more information about the tool, also a link to Gitbook where we have the documentation. But if you want to download it, you just have to click the SnipeSpace 105 alpha zip. It will download the zip to your computer, and that's the version that we're currently on. But once you have downloaded the zip, you can unzip it, and then we can just install it by clicking the Windows or Mac installer. Alright, so I downloaded the zip file now and I unzipped it. And if you go into that folder, you will see there's two files there. It's or the installer for macOS or Linux, or you can use the Windows installer. And since we're on a Windows machine, I will use the Windows installer. And this will prompt us a installing window for SnipeSpace. Now, there is two options that you can use. You can or install the tool using your own Postgres database. So if you have a cloud database that you want to connect it to, or you have Postgres running on your computer, you can choose to install SnipeSpace with your own database. It will prompt you to provide the actual database credentials. If you don't have that, you can install SnipeSpace on its own, but you will need Docker. And Docker you can download for free, but then SnipeSpace will create a database for you. It will create all the tables for you, but we will need to use Docker for that. So if you don't have your own database, that's fine. Just go over to Docker. I will put a link in the description. Download Docker Desktop, and once it is installed, you will see a window like this. And once you have that set up, you can continue with the actual installation. So as you can see, I have no containers in here. I have no images. It's just a clean installation of Docker Desktop. And I can just choose number 1 here. And that will start the installation of SnipeSpace. And one of the things that it will do is create a database for you. Make sure all the tables are there. Put some default data in there. And then you have a database running locally that SnipeSpace can use. First thing it will do is install some dependencies that the sniper will need. The first time it will take a bit more time. The next time if you run this startup script, it will just recognize that it is already installed and it will launch the tool straight away. Alright, as you can see, eventually it finished the installation. And here you can see that it checks if Docker is installed. It will also check if Docker is running. And then it will also make sure that the port is available, that it can push the database configuration, set up all the tables and data needed for SnipeSpace. And once that is done, you will see that it will start up the application and that it will be ready on this port. And once it's ready, it will also open your browser for you automatically. And as you can see, now SnipeSpace is running and we can use the tool. So the next time, if you do this, let's say we close this up, if you run this installer, you will see now that you can run a clean installation or you can start SnipeSpace. And if I start SnipeSpace now, it will recognize that it is already installed and it will start up the application for us straight away. So as you can see, it's ready now. It opens in my browser and we are ready to go. Alright, so now that our sniper is open out of the box, it will work. But I think there is a few considerations to make sure that you get the most benefit out of this tool. And I wrote down all steps here that we can look through to make sure that the sniper is set up really good and also ready to start sniping. The first thing that we will have to do is set up our connection settings. As I said, the tool out of the box, it will come with the Solana default endpoints set up. But if you're going to snipe a lot of tokens at the same time, or if you're going to look for a lot of tokens at the same time, you might run into some rate limits. So I suggest that you look into an RPC and a Websocket connection from, for example, Helios or Solana Vibe Station. Helios has free alternatives, and what you have to do is just create an account in Helios, and then under endpoints you will find an RPC URL and a standard Websocket URL, and you copy both of these values here. Then you go to SnipeSpace, and under settings, sniper settings, connection settings, you will find these details here. And as you can see, the default ones are already set up, the ones that are available via mainnet beta from Solana, but you can just change these values here by copying these URLs here, going back, paste the RPC URL, and we do the same for the Websocket URL that we can also use. And then you paste these values in here and you do save settings. It will automatically restart the RPC connection for us. And as you can see, it is up and running right now, so we're all good. If you want to use a gRPC connection, you can also get that via Solana Vibe Station, for example. You just have to provide the URL, the token if it is needed, and select gRPC instead of WebSocket. So that's the first thing that you need to do if you want to make sure that you're not running into rate limits while you are scanning for a lot of tokens. The next step is to check our target settings if we want to track wallets or programs. So if you go back to SnipeSpace under target settings, here you can see out of the box it comes with some programs already populated, but you can delete this. And here on the side, you can choose to set up some widely used programs, for example, Pump.Fund pool creation, Launchpad migration, Raydium liquidity pool creations, Meteora dynamic bonding curve. For example, this is also Bonk, so you can just enable these here, and the ones that was already there was, for example, Pump.Fund token creation, but if you delete this, you will see that is highlighted and you can just add it again. But for now, we will just leave the values all enabled except for the token creation, because this will spam a lot of tokens. And I believe this is a really nice setup. And it is also similar to the migrating tokens that you, for example, see on GMGN or Axiom that are going to migrate. These are the settings that you can then just enable here on the right. Or you can add your own custom programs with your own discriminators if you want to do so. That's also fine. Another thing that you can do is select wallet mode. And if you select wallet mode, you just have to enter the public key from the wallet that you want to track. You can give it a name, and then if that wallet buys or sells a token, it will do that for you as well. It will just copy that wallet. But for now, we will leave it at a program. We will save the settings. So for now, we are tracking these programs. The next step that we need to do is security settings, and security settings are the settings needed if you want to check a token before you want to swap it. And there is a few modes that you can choose from. You have the snipe mode, and here you just check if this token has freeze authority or mint authority still enabled. These are the basic checks that you can do. You have a minimal check, which is the same as snipe check, but here you can also exclude or include certain symbols, names, or mints in general. You also have the pump dump check, which is the same as the snipe or the minimal check, but here you can also say, I want this token to be at least this old or this new. So you can actually prevent pump and dump. So that's why we call it a pump dump check. And you have a full check with a lot of more options to choose from, like for example, token settings, you have market settings, all this great stuff that you can filter tokens on. And if they are allowed by your filters, then only they will snipe it. And that's why we have the security settings here. You can also choose to use simulation mode, and if simulation mode is on, it will do everything except swapping the token. So you can follow everything what is happening, but the tool will not buy or sell the token for you. It is running in a simulation mode. The next step is the swap settings, and these are the settings that we will use to swap our token. And for now we have two integrations. We have Jupiter Swap API and we have the Sniperoo API. So for the Jupiter Swap API, you will need a private key, and the private key you can just export if you have, for example, a wallet like Phantom. If I just log in really quick, if you have a wallet, what you can do is go to these options here, wallet settings. You can click on your wallet, show private key, enter your password, copy that key and paste it into the private key field here. Next, you can set up slippage. You can use Jupiter Priority or JITO. If you choose JITO, you will have to provide a JITO tip, and this is the whole JITO tip that you will pay to Snipe. If you choose Jupiter Priority, you can set a maximum priority or a fee that you will pay Jupiter to snipe your token. And you can also choose if you want to wrap and unwrap your soul. If you disable that, you need to make sure that you have wrapped soul into your wallet. Otherwise, you can just leave this enabled and the tool will wrap and unwrap the sol for you. If you're using Sniperoo, what you'll have to do is create a Sniperoo API key and also the wallet that you will use. And you can go to the Sniperoo API documentation, and there you will see how you can create a Sniperoo key, how you can create a wallet. And once you have these settings, you can enter them in here, and then it will use Sniperoo, the Sniperoo API, to do the sniping for you instead of using the built-in Jupyter Swap API. So I will just set up my key, and once that's done, I will come back to you. All right, now I have set up my key, I save the settings, and we're almost ready to start sniping. So the next thing that we need to do is step 6, and that is making sure that we can track our PnL once we are in a position. So if you go back to settings under the strategy and PnL settings, for now we are using BirdEye. So what you will have to do is create a BirdEye account, and also there you can get a free API key, which is limited to 1 request per second. So again, if you are going to track a lot of tokens at the same time, then I suggest that you invest in a bigger package. For example, the first tier comes with 15 requests per second, and I believe it's really sufficient to start tracking multiple tokens at the same time. So once you create a BirdEye account, you can just go to security, and under security you can create a key. And once you have that key, what you have to do is just go back to SnipeSpace, enter your key in here. I can do that for now, just for the purpose of this video. I will copy my key, go here, paste my key, and of course I have a bit of a more expensive package, so I can bump up my rate limit to 15 requests per second, and I can even choose to check every 0.5 seconds for the actual price. Again, if you have the free package, I believe you should leave it to 1 request per second every second. So every second you will get the price for a token. If you have a more exclusive package, you can bump up these settings here to get the PnL a bit quicker into the tool. But for now, I will just save the settings and go back to our overview to see what is the next step. Additionally, you can set up a Discord listener. If you don't want to track the wallets or you don't want to track programs, what you can do is also track token calls on Discord. And for that, we have an integration that you can find here under Discord settings. And the only thing that you will need is your Discord authentication token. And of course, Discord doesn't like that, so you need to use it at your own risk, or you can use a bot token. Both is fine. You just need to make sure that you are in the server that you want to track the calls for. So once you have entered your authentication token here, the next thing that you will have to do is enter the channel IDs. And the channel IDs you can get really easy by going to Discord. And for example, the DEX boosted channel that we have here, I can right click it, copy the channel ID. And if you don't see the copy channel ID, you need to turn on advanced mode or developers mode into Discord. But once you have that, you can right click it, copy channel ID. And then I just paste the channel ID here, and I will also paste my token there in real quick. So now when I save the settings and I turn this on, I also will be able to listen for tokens within this DEX boosted channel. Alright, so now that I have my authentication token there and the channel ID, I can choose to enable exclusive mode, and what this will do is just once a token appears in that DEX boosted channel, it will buy it instantly. It will bypass all the security checks, it will bypass the simulation mode, it will just buy everything that appears in the DEX boosted channel. So if you use this setting, you need to be really careful, otherwise you can leave it off and it will use all the security settings that we have specified here earlier if you did so. But for now, I can turn this on. Once it is turned on, I can turn on exclusive mode and save settings. So if you go back to the dashboard, you will also see that you have now an extra button called Start Discord Listener. And now we can start or the stream, which will listen to the migrated tokens, or I can start the Discord Listener, or I can start both. And once these tokens appear, they will appear here in the Sniper. And if we have, for example, turned on live mode, because now we are in simulation mode, remember, if I turn on live mode and I turn on auto sell, the Sniper will do everything on its own. It will find the tokens, snipe the tokens with the settings that we have set up, and also sell them once it hits our take profit or stop loss, the ones we set here in settings. So if you go back to settings under the strategy and PnL, we have our BirdEye set up, and under auto sell we can also enable auto sell settings. And auto auto sell is turned on. As you see, we did that on the dashboard. And here we can set up a simple strategy or a trailing strategy. Now, the trailing strategy is only possible if you're using Sniperoo. However, if you're using the Jupyter Swap API, you can set up a simple strategy where we take profit or do our stop loss. And this is the auto sell feature, which will be triggered once certain PnLs are hit if you have set up BirdEye. So if we start this stream now, you will see that it will say successfully subscribed. And these are the 4 programs that we enabled. Remember, in our settings, the Raydium liquidity pool migration or creation, Meteora pump fund, and Raydium launchpad. So once a token is now migrating or it hits these programs, it will appear here in the Sniper. So as you can see, this token recently migrated. So if we go back to our Sniper, we should see that same token there right now. So we can also click on it and that will bring us to that token straight away. So as you can see, this token migrated. So what we can do really quick is just snipe this token. That will buy the token for us. If we had turned on live mode, what it will do is automatically snipe that token for us without we having to click on the snipe button. And as you can see, it's also tracking the PnL already. And we set up the auto sell rules. As you can see here in the logs, it automatically sold or closed the position because the stop loss at minus 28% was triggered. And that is because in our settings, our stop loss, the auto sell, was set to minus 25%. So you can see it's really quick. It tracks this PnL for us. And if it hits any of the stop losses or the take profits, it will sell the positions for us automatically. Another cool feature that we're building is the manual snipe. And if I would, for example, go back to this same token and I'll copy the CA. If I would, for example, go to snipe and then / that token CA, what it will do is automatically snipe this token for us. As you can see, it now sniped that token for us. And what we are actually doing is integrating these buttons, for example, in our VIP channels, where we can actually follow what other peoples are trading or what our VIPs are trading. And you can also follow our own SnipeSpace bot. So what you can do here, we will add buttons that automatically snipe these tokens for you using SnipeSpace. And in the same time, another token came in, and that is because I believe it migrated also recently. As you can see here, 12 seconds ago, it appeared in SnipeSpace. So it is working. I will sell this for now manually, so you can also see how that works. This token is now sold as well. And here you have an overview of all the logs which is going on, a bit similar to the terminal sniper. You can check the success logs, the info logs, warning logs, error logs, all this kind of cool stuff is also available for you. We also have feature settings, and if you are a VIP of our Discord channel, you can unlock these by connecting your wallet that we will whitelist for you, and you can also disable fees. And for live trades, you can set up your username. If you then have a trade that you're doing, it will appear here in the channels that people can follow. And if you want to stay anonymous, then you can just keep the default name, or you can set up your own name. That's all up to you. We are adding a lot of new features in the coming weeks. The tool is really great. It's running for ourselves as well. You can see it's making profit for us. We have a daily recap from our bot that we are running, where we post how much trades we did and how many of these are profitable. And in the last 2 days of tracking, it was profitable. So you can also find that information here. And if you want to track that bot for VIPs, we have the SnipeSpace bot here, where you can use the channel ID, again, if you're tracking via the Discord listener, or the button that we will make available soon to snipe the token straight using SnipeSpace. So that's it for now. The link for the Discord will be in the description. Again, if you think this was interesting, like the video, subscribe to the channel because a lot of more content is coming, and I hope to see you in Discord.